Do you dream of a world that you aren't absolutely drowning in paperwork? A world where if you need information, it's right at your fingertips? Well, if you're like me and you want that wish to become a reality, stick around for the rest of this video. Hello friends, and welcome to my channel. If you're new here, I hope you find the support and the community that you're searching for. Hey guys, so today for Tip, Trick, and Tutorial Tuesday, I'm going to be going over how to make your own foster care binder. So we specifically use this for our foster kiddos right now to organize all of their paperwork, appointments, behaviors, really anything related to their progress. But you could use this for adoptive kids, you could use it for biological kids, you could even use it for a family member that you're caring for. But it is basically just a way to keep all of your documentation together and organized, so that way when you need it, you know where it is and you know how to find it, which has been a huge lifesaver for us. Foster care is a very challenging thing, and staying organized has really helped lessen the burden, because I don't need the extra added stress of, oh, I need to go to a meeting and I don't know where this is, or I don't know where that is, or the adoption worker is asking for this information, and sorting through files and trying to figure out where it is. So this has been a lifesaver. So what you are going to need to get your own life-saving foster kiddo book here is a 3-ring binder. I recommend at least a 2-inch binder, because if you have ever had a foster care placement, you know there is a ton of paperwork. You are also going to need some dividers for the binder, just to keep everything categorized. I also use sheet protectors for the most important documents, the stuff like the authorization letters, copies of birth certificates, contact list overview, just the stuff that I know that I'm going to need a lot. And I put that in a section at the front by itself, so I can always access it easily. And then the only other thing you're really gonna need is all of the paperwork to fill it up, and a hole punch to punch it so you can put it in the binder. I recommend a 3-ring hole punch because it's easier just to have to punch it once than have to do it 3 separate times. But you do you. And then obviously the paperwork that fills it up, a lot of it will be provided to you from your different providers, from your dentist, from your doctor, from your therapist, from your adoption worker, your social worker, your foster care agency. But there is some stuff in here that I did create myself, and that stuff I do have linked on our website. You can click right here to access that stuff. Stuff like medical history overviews that you can fill out, call logs, behavior trackers, stuff like that. I have at least 8 or 9 sections, but each person is going to be a little bit different depending on their needs or the needs of their specific kiddo. So for me, I have a general section, again, which is basically where I put all of the priority items. So the stuff like the authorization letters, travel letters, contact lists, so forth and so on. And then I have a medical section, pretty self-explanatory. This is where any of the medical information would go. I have a medical history sheet in the front that basically goes over general medical history, allergies, medications that the kiddos may be on, anything like that. So that's, right in the front all the time of that section. And then I will add to that section with, discharge if there was an ER visit, discharge paperwork for physicals, shot records, stuff like that. Take it home, hole punch it, put it in the binder, and then I don't have to think about it. I know if I need it, it's right there. And then I also have a section for dental, which is, the same thing as medical, except for I use it just for the dental health visits instead of the medical visits. Then I also have a therapy section, and this is basically where I put any sort of information on therapy goals, meetings with therapists, care plans, any sort of therapy activities that I do with the kiddos, anything really therapy related. I also obviously have the therapist contact information in the front as well, just to easily access that. Then I have a section for school, and this I have a couple of different things in this section. So I put the stuff like the welcome information when a kiddo starts a new school in this section. I'll also put any sort of IEP information in this section. One of our kiddos has an IEP right now, so any of that information goes into this section. Also any sort of report cards, stuff like that goes into this section as well. Then I have a legal section, and again, this is pretty self-explanatory, but that's where I put all of the legal documentation. So any sort of conversations with lawyers, attorneys, information on getting the girls' adoption legalized would go in this section. Any sort of court notes that I took or that I have sent to me would go in this section. Just so I can, have them down the road if I need them for something. And then the last section that I would recommend for everyone to have would be a blank forms section. And this is just where I keep my extras. So extra forms for my foster care agency that I go through, I keep in here. Extra authorization letters I keep in here in case I need to just grab one and run to a doctor with a kid. I will keep, extra blank log pages in here, blank behavioral information in here, just so I can easily just pull it out of the back and put it into the correct section as I need it, instead of having to run back to the printer, every 4 days. And then I also have 2 additional sections because we are a treatment level foster care home. We have a little bit more involvement with our foster care organization and a little bit more paperwork. So I also have a daily reports section, which is basically just a way to track daily behaviors. We are provided with these forms from our foster care organization, and we basically submit them. So I track all of that stuff in here. I'll make a copy for myself after I fill out the log and put it in here, so that way I can see any sort of behavioral patterns as well. And then I also have a section for service plans, and our organization basically just provides service plans for our kiddos that says, hey, we want you to work on, maybe not having them throw things when they're upset, or we want them to work on using their coping skills when they get anxious. So all of those, things that we are supposed to be working on with the kiddos are in this service plan section, so that way I can refer back to it, through the month as I need it, or look back to see, where the kiddos have been. So if you are interested in getting some other tips and tricks, go ahead and click the link there for the playlist of all of my tip, trick, and tutorial Tuesday videos. And if you need to download any of these resources from our website, I will also link that as well. And I will also put a step-by-step tutorial that you can print out on our website as well, in case you want to actually get walked through it on a printable instead of with my lovely face. Subscribe to my channel. I am so happy you guys are here. I can't wait to connect with you guys more. Go ahead and click the notification bell below, so that way you guys get notified when I update and put new content out, so you don't miss a thing. Bye guys.